Howdy YouTubers. This is your long-awaited episode 2 of Shapes, and today I wanted to show you, I've already got a preform setup going here, but I wanted to show you what I do to attack lumps and high spots. So you can see here I've got a pretty good little hammerstone preform going. This is just from a flake. This is some Pedernales chert, and I'm a little wavy along my edge. So what I'm going to show you all how I do is come in here and take these high spots off and try and save as much length and width as possible, and hopefully end up with a nice little arrowhead. So let's get to chipping. First thing I'm going to do, now I'd already done some pressure flaking on this, and this is when I stopped and thought, okay, this would be a good time to kind of showcase what to do at this point, because a lot of y'all can get stuff to this point, and most of this work was done just with a small hammerstone like I'm using here. Okay, and then I went ahead and just trimmed the edges back, and that's about when I stopped. So I'm going ahead, scrunching back, just go ahead and abrade everything. Get my leg pad here. Okay, now starting from the tip, we need to decide which face is going to be best to flake towards. Now, if I imagine this edge and I've got it pretty well on center line, I want to actually roll this edge closer to this lumpy side I'm trying to flake off. So I need to first take a couple flakes down this way to actually raise, or if I'm holding it this way, lower the edge towards this mass. A lot of people talk about center line, and okay, right now it appears I've got a good center line. Well, if I immediately just start to attack this lump, it's going to take a tremendous amount of force to remove that, and I may overshoot it. So center line, in terms of your center of mass, if I'm trying to remove this lump on this side, I need to lower that edge so it's actually on center with what I'm trying to remove, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and do that. And it just takes a couple little nibblers, low angle. I'm not trying to send these flakes far. I'm just lowering the edge. Okay, come back with my hammerstone here, grind her up. Okay, now we're going to attack this lump side here. And press that thing back into your leg. Push in and snap. Now you can see that gives me a nice bite in. This next flake should go pretty good following that. Kind of got a double pop there. Looking good. Okay, now this spot here is questionable. It's starting to become that kind of transitional point to where now my thick spot's back on this side, so I may take one or two more here. And then I'm, just as before I was trimming that edge back, now I'm going to take just some little trimmers. So now, as I continue down this edge, I'm going to want to, again, stay in the center of the mass. Stay not center line, but center of your mass. So I got more mass down here, so I need to lower my edge towards that mass. See? That traveled right across there. Let's go again right next to it. I'm going to space it out a little further. I don't want to, whoops, tool slipped. Ooh. Gonna need to grind that back a little. Okay. There we go. We're getting her whipped into shape now. Yep. I'm just attacking these spots here. Pretty soon I'll deem it necessary to go over to the other side and do the same maneuver. Ooh, that did good. Took right over there. Alright, now I've got a tiny little hinge here. So I'm going to come over to this other side and start nipping back. Now, looking at this edge, got a little bit of a hinge here. This edge needs trimmed down this way because I'll never get back over this hump with that much, you know, mass behind it. So let's bring that in. I'm staying off that hinge right here because I think I can come in from the other side, but I gotta solve that later. I'm not worried about that right now. Okay, so as you can see, I just took a small series of flakes down that way, again trying to bring this edge back towards the high side. Now I think I'll try and come from this other edge, get at the tip, and try and get this little hinge off right here. Couple little blenders, really build up to it. Again, just isolate everything that's not really what you want to be hitting. Yeah, that did it. There's still one more little ledge on that, but okay. That pretty much smoothed that edge out, and that actually helped roll me back even more towards this high side, the hump side. Well, alright. My edges are getting kind of sharp, so I need to just keep blending and rolling everything back to the direction that I need to thin. I'm going to do some work on the base here. I'm the same fashion, just trimming what's not good. And always bearing in mind where my thick spots are. And okay, I'm rolling back this edge because I know my thickest spots, I don't know if you can see this real well, but my thickest spots are like here and here. So from this edge, I'm going to try and really attack this side hard, but I've got some trimming to do to get that edge where I want it. Okay, that was that hinge. I just blasted right into it, and there's still just a little spot there, but because I'm coming back this way, I know I'll be closer to it after I take this series of flakes. Oh, that was a good one. See, that went all the way up in here. So now I'm gonna have some real good shots at all this thick stuff in here. Boy, those birds are getting it. Must have a nest around me or something. Weather in Georgia this year has been absolutely ridiculous. I'm an Ohio boy, born and raised, and it was cold today though. Okay. Now that side I had taken that long flake off, I'm coming in this way. I'm just, I don't know, intuition deems it necessary. Ooh, that was good. That was good. Alright, intuition. You've done me right once today at least. Okay. I got a really big platform here, and I'm really tempted. Okay, there's kind of some hingy stuff happening. This is raw pedernales, so it can do this. You really got to just stay on your game. I'm gonna flake this side and get down into that better material, and then I may hit it with some percussion, just some light, like 1 or 2 strokes on it, and really knock off those high spots. I think, yeah, that'll be a cinch. Okay, I was just back flaking there. Now I'm gonna come over and clean off that little bit of hinge. I could probably power through it, but I'm getting picky, and so I've got this here. I'm just gonna try and whap one in there. Nice. Okay, cool. That's all it took too. So now, if I took that flake and it got the little hinge. If I had to, I still had some spots down here that I could attack into it, but I was hoping to be able to save those for like 1 percussion flake. So I'm gonna take 1 percussion flake here and then flip it and do 1 more. And this is like, I don't know, something I figured out in abo napping. Like you're going along really good, and you have to. It doesn't just transition strictly from one tool to one tool. It's not like hammerstone. Okay, now you're ready for antler. Okay, now you're ready for a billet, and then now you're ready for a pressure flaker. You really phase back and forth kind of between different tools at different times when it's necessary. So this is just my really short little whitetail billet. You gotta have a fast, accurate swing with it, especially on a small piece like this, but you can come in here and try and knock a good one. Alright, wish me luck. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that. That took a very nice flake. And now really all that's left is, well, pressure. I'm gonna do 1 more percussion though, because it got me in the mood. Yeah, let me do a little trimming. Now, from the opposite side, I'm gonna try and just get one to follow this trend right here. You can call me crazy, but I want it to look good too. Isolating, getting these platyforms all tamed up. All right, that's what I'm looking at. See this little high spot right here? As this edge comes over at a delta there. The delta is anything that's left behind from flaking. So technically, a finished arrowhead is a delta, but I ain't getting technical on you. No, between flakes, anything that's left behind, like you got that ridge, basically, those little cleaned out spots, that's a delta. What's after a flake? All right, coming in here, I'm just gonna pop that guy. Boom. Simple as that. All right, let's pressure him. Still got this kind of swoopy-doo here, so just kind of keep rolling your edges, and eventually it gets straight, and you'll kind of arrive at your finished shape. You might have to take a little more off, which might dictate you have a more acute angle to your point, but ouch, that was weird. That overshot all the way to here and stabbed my finger a little bit. Gotta love antler. I mean, good God. Sometimes it just really does what it's meant to do. Coming down this way now. Oop, bit off that edge now. Goodness gracious. I'm overshooting it. It's thin. It's thin enough, that's for darn sure.